वसुदेवसुदं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. The next sloka says, Nahi kachchit kshanamapi jadu dishtatya karma krit karyadehyava sakkarma sarva prakriti jair gunai. Nahi kachchit kshanamapi jadu dishtatya karma krit karyadehyava sakkarma sarva prakriti jair gunai. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. Usually people ask me, Swamiji, if you say that life is purposeless, why should we work? Let us lie down. Who will give me food? I tell you, you can never lie down. You may lie down for next 4 or 5 days because you will always go to this extreme. Now the pendulum is in this extreme. If you take the hand, it will go to this extreme. Maximum 1 week you will be able to lie down. After that, you can't lie down. By your very nature, you will start doing the work. By your very nature, you will start doing the work. All I mean when I say life is purposeless, I am not asking you to just lie down in your home. I am asking, let your body and mind work without disturbing your inner space. You don't have to sell your inner space to have outer place. You don't have to sell your inner bliss to have outer comforts. By very nature, here Krishna gives the assurance. By your very nature, your body and mind will work. Just if you keep quiet, that is enough. They will function beautifully. Somebody came and asked me, Swamiji, to do right thing, what should I do? How should I keep my mind to do right thing? I told him, just keep quiet. Automatically your body and mind will do the right thing. Just if you get out of your system, that's enough. Divine will get in. All we need to do is just get out. Divine will get in. By nature, he says, Prakriti Jair Gunai. By very nature, your body and mind knows the right thing. But you never trust your body and mind. You never trust your body and mind. You always trust your ego, which finally dumps you in the dustbin. But you never trust the body and mind. Be very clear. Your body and mind by nature will do the work. All you need to do is keep quiet, relax from your ego. Don't think your inner space is needed for the outer work. The person who understood what is Nitya and what is Anitya, the person who understands what is eternal and what is ephemeral and relaxes into the eternal is always in eternal consciousness. He always resides in Nitya Ananda. Krishna says, a man who relaxes into Nitya Ananda and does his job, does his work, he is Karma Yogi. Just relax into your inner space. Automatically you will be guided. You will be guided. We always think, if I relax in my mind, thinking that life is purposeless, how will I know which is right and which is wrong, Swamiji? How will I know which is right and which is wrong? Please be very clear. The more you worry about which is right and wrong, you will not do any mistake. You will commit blunders. The person who worries which is right and which is wrong continuously will commit only blunders. He will never commit mistakes. The person who doesn't worry, who never bothers, he may do small mistakes. But the person who continuously worries will never do small mistakes. He will commit big blunders. And I tell you, to take this jump of not worrying needs courage. Even if you do one or two mistakes, what is the wrong? Taking the risk and jumping and start living without worrying is what I call dhiratva, courage. Courage of entering into the spiritual life. When you take the jump, you will do naturally one or two small mistakes. Don't worry. Putting up with that mistake is what I call tapascharya. Tapas. Tapas is nothing but accepting the small mistakes which you do when the conscious transition happens in your being. When you move from ephemeral consciousness to eternal consciousness, when you move from worry to bliss, when you move from asatya to satya, you will do one or two mistakes. You will fall and rise, just like a small child when he tries to walk. It will always fall once or twice. Just because of that, can you say, don't start walking? No. Even if it does one or two small mistakes, it has to stand up and start walking. That one or two small mistakes, once or twice falling and trying to stand up, is what is tapas done to learn how to walk. Same way, when you start living without mind, in the initial level, you may commit one or two mistakes. Don't worry. That is tapascharya. That is tapas. Have courage and just enter into the zone of no mind. Enter into the zone of eternal consciousness. Simply start living. Realize the purposelessness of the existence. Decide, today onwards, I will live without worrying. Because life is too small to be spent in worrying. Life is too small to be spent in worrying. Life is too short to be spent in worrying. So never bother, never worry about your goals. Just drop the goals. The moment you understand the beauty of purposelessness, all the wounds which you have created in your inner space will be healed. You will fall into the abyss of eternal bliss. Next, Krishna says, this is one of the important point, one more point, he clarifies. Ye me madamidam nityam anudishtandi manava sraddhavanto nasuyanto mucchante vikarmavi. The translation goes, those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. Here you need to understand two things. He says, according to my injunctions, means when you enter into your being, whatever your being says is Krishna's words. When he says my injunction, he means the injunction from Atman. Injunction from the being, the Paramatman. When you drop the goals and fall into your being, you will be straight away guided by the divine. You will be guided by the nature. You will be guided by God himself. You will become an instrument in his hand. If you became hollow bamboo without any blockage inside, you will become a flute in the hands of Krishna. Dropping your purposes or dropping your ego is what I call becoming a hollow bamboo. If you become a hollow bamboo, you will become flute in the hands of Krishna. If you are a solid bamboo, you will be used only to carry dead bodies. In India, solid bamboos are used only to carry the dead bodies. Same way, if you drop the ego and fall into the being, you will become instrument in the hands of divine. You will become a divine flute. When you become flute, the air which enters into you comes out as a music. Same way, when you become an instrument in the divine's hand, the air which enters into you comes out as a shastra or mantra or the music. Whatever comes out of you becomes divine. Your words become mantra. Your actions become tantra. Your form is yantra. The moment you drop the ego, your words become mantra to guide people. Your form becomes yantra to be meditated on. Your actions become tantra, technique to realize the Atman. You become divine. If you carry your ego just like a solid bamboo is used only to carry dead bodies. You will also be carrying this dead body. You will also be carrying this dead body. Now it is up to you whether to become hollow bamboo and become a flute in the hands of Krishna, or to be a solid bamboo and carry the dead bodies to smashana. If you drop into your being, you will become an enlightened being. You will become an instrument in the hands of the divine. Your words will become mantra. Your form will become yantra. Your actions will become tantra. Instead, if you decide to carry your ego, you will be carrying this dead body wherever you go. Here, he says, those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions, according to your inner consciousness. Please be very clear. As long as you carry the goal of the society, the purposes conditioned on you by the society, you will be carrying conscience. The moment you drop the social conditioning, the purposes taught to you by society, you will start living with consciousness. Social conscience is different and spiritual consciousness is different. If you live with goals, you will carry the social conscience in your life. If you realize the beauty of purposelessness, you will carry the spiritual consciousness in your life. The man who lives according to his consciousness, believing, having shraddha towards these teachings. Why Krishna is demanding shraddha? Here is the first place where Krishna says shraddha, faithfully. Why? Shraddhavanto nasuyanto. He says, of course, the word shraddha cannot be translated as faith. Faith is a very poor word for shraddha. Shraddha does not mean faith. Shraddha means faith plus courage to execute that idea. Courage to experiment with that idea is shraddha. Courage to experiment that idea is what is shraddha. Here Krishna says, Shraddha vanto nasuyanto. Man who executes these teachings with shraddha, courage to follow. Why we need courage to follow? A small story. A born blind man goes to a doctor and asks, Doctor, will you help me to have my eyes? Doctor says, don't worry, I'll do some operation, you will have your eyes, after that you can walk without that stick. The blind people, they always carry a stick to feel the road. You can walk without that stick. Now the blind man asks, doctor, I understand you will do an operation. I understand I will have my eyes back. But I don't understand. How can I walk without stick? How can I walk without stick? By and by, the blind man forgot the stick is from outside. He started thinking, stick is necessary even for walking. But till the operation, till he gets his eyes, he has to have Shraddha towards the doctor's words and lie down in the operation table. Same way, I tell you, just live without mind. Just live without purposes and goals. You will be able to walk without stick. Stick is worrying. But you can never think you can live without worrying. By and by, worrying has become your part. So we can never imagine we can also survive, we can be alive without worrying. When I say you can live without worrying, you say, no, Swamiji, how can it be possible? If I don't worry, what will happen to my children? What will happen to my house? What will happen to my wife? What will happen to my family? What will happen to my property? What will happen to my lawsuits? Please be very clear. Never think because of you, your life is going smoothly. In spite of you, it is going smoothly. Understand? Never your life is going smoothly because of you. In spite of you, it is going smoothly. The moment you have the courage to have Shraddha to these teachings and start living, dropping the purpose, only then you will realize you don't need stick to walk. You don't need stick to walk. Once you enter into the being, the depth of your being, you will enter into a totally different dimension. Whatever now you think as spiritual life or material life, both will lose its meaning. You will enter into a new dimension of life. For example, can you explain for a 4-year-old small child the life of marriage? Can you explain what is life to a 4-year-old child? You can't. He can't understand. But he can understand only toys. He can understand only dolls. He can only play with toys. Once he reaches the age of 25, naturally he will be able to understand what is life. Automatically toys and dolls will drop him. Do you feel that you are missing your toys? Do you feel that you have renounced your toys? No. The moment you grow, you start experiencing the different dimension of your life. When you experience a different dimension of your life, automatically the small things drops you, and you drop them, they drop you. Not even you dropping them is important. They dropping you is important. You dropping smoking is not important. Smoking dropping you is important. When you enter into your being, when you enter into the purposelessness of life, the whole so-called material life and spiritual life drops you, and you enter into a different dimension of life, a new dimension. That is what I call quantum spirituality or eternal consciousness. You reach the eternal bliss. You start living in eternal bliss. Now you may have a serious doubt. How can I walk how can I live without worrying? I tell you, your doubt is nothing but the same doubt this blind man is asking. How can I walk without stick? You cannot convince that blind man, you can walk without stick. Till he gets the eyes. Only after he gets the eyes, he will be able to understand he doesn't need stick to walk. Same way, only when you reach the being, you will understand you don't need worries to live. You don't need mind, you don't need worrying mood to live. Till you reach the being, you need to have Shraddha. Till you get your eyes, you need to have Shraddha and lie down in the operation table. You need to allow the doctor to work on you.